Hello and welcome to this lecture. In today's lecture of determinants, we are going to discuss the basics of determinants. Now, in matrices, we have learned that matrices is a matrix is an array of elements, wherein we say that if we have a matrix A, then we can write it as in the form of elements as A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, lastly A31, A32, A33. Now we are mostly concerned about either the 2 cross 2 matrix or the 3 cross 3 matrix. So in this particular case it's a 3 cross 3 matrix, and if I have to write the determinant of A, then we write it as determinant of A with a box sign and the similar elements. Now the basic difference between the matrix and determinant is that in matrix we represent it as this box itself. We are not assigning it any value. However, when it comes to a determinant, we can calculate this particular value. So now how to calculate this value? Let's get into the basics of determinants. So as we have studied about the basics in class 11th, I can write the value of determinant A as A11, this element into this part, that is these two elements cross multiplied, A22 into A33 minus A23 into A32, then the middle element over here minus A12 into A21, this into this, A33 minus A23 into A31. Now the only care that we have to take is the middle sign has to be negative, which all of you know, plus the last one, which is A13 into these two elements, that is A21, A32 minus A22, A31. So this is what we should know, and this gives us the value of determinant. So now sometimes in general the matrix is given as, the element is specified in this manner. If this is the case, it just means that I have to write the determinant of this. Suppose I want to write the determinant of this matrix, then we will write it as A11, A12, A21 and A22. If the same thing was given for 3 cross 3, then I would have written a 3 cross 3 matrix and the determinant of it. So the process remains similar. Now once we know this, we should also know very important condition that determinant of a matrix can be found only when the matrix is a square matrix. This is another important condition. Now let's take some simple determinants and try to evaluate and find their values. Suppose it was just one element like this inside a determinant, still we can find its value, and that value is going to be the same value which is there in the determinant. The next one is something like this: x minus 1, 1, x cube and x square plus x plus 1. We need to find the value of this determinant. How do we do that? Just cross multiply. So we will get x minus 1 into x square plus x plus 1 minus this, which is going to be minus x cube. So after we find the value of this is nothing but the expansion of x cube minus 1 cube and minus x cube. So x cube and x cube will get cancelled, and what we will get is minus 1. So that is the value of this determinant. Let's take a few more examples. Cos theta minus sin theta, sin theta and cos theta. So if we cross multiply, what we will get is cos square theta minus of minus sin square theta, which is nothing but 1. The next problem is about finding x. Two determinants are given to us. This is what is given. Now we have to find the value of x. So all that we have to do is solve the determinants on both the sides, get a value of x. So it will be 2 minus 20 in this case, which is equal to 2x square minus 24. So ultimately this is minus 18, 2x square minus 24. So 2x square comes out as 6, which is x square equals to 3. That is what we get. So if x square is 3, we can definitely find the value of x, and it will come out as plus minus root 3. That is the answer of this question. Now let's take a 3 cross 3 determinant and try to find its value. So the matrix is something like this. We need to expand this, the determinant of this matrix. So this is how the matrix is. We need to find the determinant of this matrix. So determinant of A would be written as 3 minus 4 5, 1 1 minus 2, 2 3 1. So let's go by the usual process and find the value of this determinant. So 3 into 1 minus of minus 6, because this will give us minus 6, minus of minus 4 into 1 minus minus 4, and lastly we will have 5 into 3 minus 2. So overall you can see that this is 21. The first bracket is 21, second one would be 20, plus the last one is 5. So 41 plus 5 is 46. That is the value of this determinant. Now after we have seen the basic of determinant, how to solve a determinant, let us have a look at some properties of determinant. So the first property is determinant of matrix A would be the same as determinant of its transpose. Let's take an example. Suppose we have a matrix like this, which is 2 1 3 2. The value of this comes out as 4 minus 3, which is 1. And here if we have something like this, 2 3 1 2, then its value is going to be the same, that is 4 minus 3, which is 1. This you can try in any case, and always you will get the same answer. So that's the first property. Then comes the second property, which says that if the rows or columns are interchanged, then the determinant becomes negative of the original determinant. Let's take the same example now. So 2 1 3 2, this was what we had, and suppose I find the value, it comes out as 4 minus 3, which is 1, which we got initially. Now I am changing, so I am taking this row at the bottom, write it as 2 1, and here I will write as 3 and 2. So this, if you can see, it will be 3 minus 4, which is minus 1, and you can clearly see that the value that this determinant has, this is the negative of that value. So that's the answer of this, and that is how the second property is to be applied. So just like this property is valid for 2 cross 2, it is valid for 3 cross 3, and likewise any matrix. So if you interchange 2 rows or 2 columns, then the second property will always hold true. The next property is, if 2 rows are identical, then the value of this determinant goes to 0. Let's say that this is what we have, 1 1 2, here also we have 1 1 2, and we will consider this as 3, 4, 5. Now what will happen is that here when you try and multiply, you can always calculate the value and check. Here the two columns are identical, and in this case straight away we can write 0. So every time if we come in such a situation anytime, then definitely we don't need to calculate the value, because the property says that if the two rows or two columns of a matrix of a determinant are equal or same, identical, then the value of the determinant is going to be 0 for sure. The fourth property is regarding this. So I'll explain it over here only. If you multiply some constant k outside, it might be any number, it might be any letter, anything, any constant, then it can, the meaning of that is it gets associated with either one of the rows or one of the columns, just like in this case. So I can write this determinant as KA11, KA12, or I could have also written it as KA21, KA22, but only one row at a time. If I had multiplied k square, so if there was k square, I could have associated one k with this, the other k with this, just the way we want in a problem, or it's according to our requirement. So basically, to take an example, let's say that this is 1, 1, 2, 4, and if I multiply 2 over here, we can take this inside as 2, 2, 2, 4. This also can happen. Now you realize that I can take 2 out from here, or I can take 2 out from here. It is one and the same. Let's go to the next property quickly. It says that if any two rows or columns are proportional, then its value again is 0. Why? Because the answer lies in this property. Let's say we have 2, 2, 4, 1, 1, 2 and 0, 0, 1. Let's say 0, 5, 1. Now you can see that 2 is common over here, so I am taking the 2 out, and you can see that 1, 1, 2 is what I will get. Here I will get 1, 1, 2. So obviously you can see that the two rows are identical, and we have seen that if the two rows or columns are identical, then the value of the determinant goes to 0. Let's quickly go to the next property. Any row column of determinant, if 0, then the determinant of A is 0, which means that if one of the rows, in this case a column, if we have something like this, and of course these are there, these are finite values, wherein some values will be there, non-zero values, but if this column is entirely 0, it means that the value of this determinant is 100% going to be 0, simply because we can expand the determinant across this also, just like we can do across this. Normally we do across this, but we can expand the determinant this way also. So that is why the answer of this question, or the answer of this determinant, is going to be 0. Let's see yet another property. The property states that if we have something like this, if we have such a determinant and if we want to expand it, definitely I can write this as the sum of two determinants. We can write this as x, 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 1, 3, 5 and 2, 4, 6. That will be my first determinant. Second one will be 1, 2, 3 over here written, and then the other two columns will remain the same. So this is how we can write this determinant and then expand. This is one of the properties, because sometimes it so happens that when we split one determinant into two determinants, the problem becomes much easier, and some of the things which looked complicated earlier will get sorted out very fast. So we can use this property as and when needed.